his head, and there he goes. Abyss gonna clean him up.
Olaf goes down. Everyone's just gonna line up here for Lazzy. He's gonna find himself the Quadra. Give it to him. Pentakill.
Priestley with the quad feed.
Gets the ace. Available just spin to win all over.
That game was insane.
Hello everybody and welcome to Saints Gaming Valorant. My name is Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside Joshua Fundy Pafundi. What a nice little name there you got there for you, Joshua. But for the first time here tonight, we're actually going to be bringing to you guys Saints Gaming Varsity Valorant. Very, very exciting stuff here. You know, it was always at our club last year. This time, moving up to that varsity roster. We're going to see them play here in the NECC tonight versus U of Ottawa. Joshua, how are you feeling about this matchup here?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, Valorant, fresh new game, you know. Valorant, I feel like everyone's been playing Valorant this past year. Like, it just keeps bringing me back personally, and I'm excited to see what collegiate level looks like.
Yeah, Valorant really is just, honestly, in my opinion, taking over North America. Like, it's definitely played in, you know, EU and all of that, but Valorant lately in North America has just become such a big title. So, very happy to see it here on this St. Clair varsity roster. So, heading into this game, we don't have as much to really go off of because of, you know, not getting the broadcasts for them last season and whatnot, just due to them being on club and whatnot. But here we go. This is the debut, really, for this roster to come through here. So we have a lot of new players coming through here. If you want to take a little look at things here, I got it on my screen. We have Casper, JRC, VCan, Wombat, and Blossom. Going over a little bit about their ranks there, moving into this one. We have Casper currently sitting at Radiant, or sorry, this is their peak ranks. So Casper at Radiant, JRC Immortal, VCan Immortal, Wombat Radiant, and Blossom Immortal. So all kind of hovering around that same spot there. So I'd expect a very balanced gameplay from them here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. We've definitely got some high ranks, hopefully some very skilled players, and let's see what kind of teamwork and combos they can bring out with these team comps.
Yeah, we got the Nest Cam up here now, so you can see a little bit of these players in here. They are kind of spread out, not the most ideal spot for where the camera is located, but it's not any problem. So we will actually see those guys all there sit up. They're getting ready, walking around, shaking out the jitters, right? Waiting for some of these players to join up the lobby. We're just moments away from actually getting started here. But yeah, they're just getting ready and they're getting fired up to do so. You know, they're all in the in-person environment. We've said it so many times, but we actually haven't seen the Valorant roster play in person yet. Don't mind me, this is a preseason game. I will tell you that, but no matter it being preseason or not, there's them being in person, getting these early practice down, playing other schools. Like, they've definitely been scrimming other schools, but actually playing them in an actual league match that's being broadcasted, definitely a different story. You can only imagine that they are pretty fired up in there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that pressure when you're playing a real league match is it's just different than just scrimming. You know, you've got all day. You know, you're playing this game. You've got to prepare, and then you know it's broadcasted. They're live, and
Yeah, so here we go. It is going to be your St. Clair Saints looking to take this one here. I don't know if I actually have any of the map yet, but it's going to be a best of one. We're playing 2 matches tonight. It's going to be a doubleheader, like pretty much just bang, bang. We'll set into a quick little break for 5 to 10 minutes or so after this one. But yeah, we got U of Ottawa first here, and then the next one, it's on the tip of my tongue. I just had it in my mind, but it'll come back to me here momentarily. But yeah, so the doubleheader, giving him lots of playing action tonight, but with it being preseason, best of ones, when we move into that regular season, we actually will be advancing to that best of 3 stage, which is where things are going to get a lot more interesting for vetoes, etc., map and pick and ban select, whatnot, because you want to have a strong map pool. That is a big thing. You know, Valorant doesn't have a crazy amount of maps. Like, their map pool is definitely smaller when you look at a similar title like CSGO. So you want to see, you know, they be strong on at least 2-3 maps because they have to survive map bans here moving forward. But being a best of 1 here tonight in the preseason, I think they're really just going to try to, you know, just use it as kind of like scrim experience.
Yeah, because especially once we get into that regular season, that best of 3, that's when you see what teams are really all-rounded. You know, what kind of changes can they make to their main agents to maybe complement this map a little better. And in this best of 1, yeah, I think they really should just use it as practice almost and, you know, kind of get their bearings for this season and really see what kind of picks they need to make as a team, rather than, I'm sure they've all been practicing solo a ton. So
Yeah, see, so we are gonna. I just got the map. We are gonna be playing Ascent here tonight. Gonna be excited to see them. They're on Ascent. Hopefully, they can make a good showing here for both teams. I'd love to just see a great matchup. You know, an overtime game, really testing like a really good match for practice building, stuff like that to get everything going and started here. But as of now, for the side of St. Clair, I mean, we are just seconds away from actually getting into this one here. And it's really just comes down to them playing as a team, trying to, you know, put all these fundamentals together, their mechanics and whatnot. I want to see lots of utility here used to really help open up sites for them, obviously being on that attacking side. And really, I'm just so excited to get a first look at this roster and actually move into things. We are going to be loading into the map here now. Joshua, any final words here before we actually get into things?
You know, we're loading in, you know, we're ready to play Valorant, and let's get it going.
Let's get it going indeed. So, one thing I am really looking here for on Ascent is mid is a big position of that map that you really do want to control for both sides of the field, right? I mean, you want your attackers to have good control of mid. If you're the attacking side, if you're the defending side, you want good control of mid as well. You do not want to open up mid because that's the quickest rotation to either site. You can get a pick and you can fall off to that dedicated site. At this point in time, we are going to see the select come through. So I actually don't know their main champions or main, you know, legends or whatnot that they actually do use here. But I'm very interested to see. Like, you're going to see a lot of the basic ones. Like, they're going to need smokes. They're going to need, you know, support players and whatnot, all of that. So let's see what happens and comes through here. It looks like, I think this is the final select.
Yeah,
so we're looking at, for the side of St. Clair, or we are going to be looking at a Jet, a Sova, a Sky, a Killjoy, and an Omen. And that's the exact same setup on the other side. If I say
swapping the Raze
Sky.
for the Sky.
Yeah. So Raze swap with Sky. That's gonna be interesting. But there's the basic four. You know, you always see a lot of Jet. You always see a lot of Omen. Omen's really big for those TPs and the smokes. And overall, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how the setups work differently from using Sky to Raze, because St. Clair has Sky to heal, which is big. I don't think they have no heals over there on the side of U of Ottawa.
They're also getting the flashes from that Sky more than just that one Omen flash that we see on both sides. So maybe they'll be able to play a little more aggressively on this attacking side, kind of start off with a bang. I also am seeing Killjoy picked a lot. We've got Killjoy on both sides here. So, you know, you got that turret to watch the flank. You're kind of covering all bases with these picks.
Yeah, so a lot of frenzies from the side of St. Clair here on the attack. Actually, it's only two. I thought I saw three, but yeah, they are going to try to make the frenzies work to be their friends here. But I'm interested to see the push. So that's what I mean with the mid control. Look at the pistol control for the side of St. Clair here now, pushing their way up into tree.
Four of them just crowding into garden here. They're going to be looking through these angles. Sova's got the drone going through. They're going to see one on site. Wombat trades out APL. Jeremy and Raze getting 2 kills on site here.
Yeah, so this is actually going to be a 2v4 in favor of U of Ottawa right now. The Sova and the Jet being the last players alive for St. Clair, trying to make a play. Casper jumps through, gets a nice headshot. No, sorry, not a headshot. Gets a nice frag onto Raze there, but that is going to be the refrag, taking down JRC. Casper losing his life to Jeremy as well. That is going to be St. Clair dropping their first round here in this one. U of Ottawa picking up a nice opening round. Just tough for the attacking side on this Ascent map, right? I mean, you really just have to funnel yourself into the enemy team.
Yeah, I really liked their idea of kind of just slow walking up Cat, you know, not giving away too much. You know, they had the covering the A main kind of flank, just seeing what they were going to do there. But, you know, they just kind of got shut down as they tried to funnel into garden there.
So you will see a little bit of like a light buy, I guess you could call it here. The one thing, you can't really get a good look at like what util has been bought from people right now. But as of everything like that, I mean, I see a Sheriff come through for, I believe it was Casper. So maybe that could get some good use there for him. It could go really huge. A very aggressive push from Wombat. But APL, he gets a collateral onto St. Clair. Wombat and JRC gonna lose their lives in a big opening pick for University of Ottawa.
That really turned the tide of this round. I mean, look at them. St. Clair is just, they're grouping up around this top mid. They've been spotted. They're just gonna have to rotate around through spawn here.
And that scout just wants more right now. You see APL, he is ready to go for U of Ottawa. And St. Clair, now in that 3v5, they're way in the backlines, like little to no map control. You need a big Sheriff play. He gets the tag and he cleans it up. APL will lose his life. Now a 4-on-3, still in favor of you, Ottawa. St. Clair now having a little bit of an answer back with this drone for Blade. Gonna get a lot of intel. There's one. He doesn't spot out that one behind Vent, but he gets 2 players nuts out there. And now it is going to be Casper still looking for more with the Sheriff, maybe able to retrieve a gun, but Blade gonna contest the Sheriff.
He spots Blossom. Blossom gets taken out by Elicitations, and the rest of them just gonna get cleaned out and market.
Yeah, so that is going to be nearly a flawless round for the side of University of Ottawa here now. It being a 2-0 lead for that defending side. What do you got to do here to St. Clair to change up things? I mean, not really a whole lot. You got to wait and see them on their bye. And this is the buy that we're going to see actually come through here for them now. And they have the huge upper hand weaponry-wise here now. So St. Clair, realistically, I think they should take this round.
Yeah, Casper buying that Deagle last round, it kind of left him with light armor here. But then again, they're still, the weaponry, they've got higher tiers on every player. So it looks like they're just going to funnel into this A main quickly. Sees no one.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of util usage here to actually break their way out, and you will actually see the Wolf come through here early, try to get some flashbangs, or at least gather some intel, and there it is. They're going to pop flash that one, and it is going to be the push. Some smokes come through. That is going to be a pull drop there, and now it is still a 5v5 in play, and they have a lot of heaven control. I mean, JRC being up here is massive. Smokes it off, balls off, and now he will be going into play hell.
2 are playing hell here. They've really got a lock on these heaven players. They've got a spot on him A main. 2 trades by Housey.
Yeah, Wombat and JRC making it work there. 1v2, Wombat stuck in hell. They're going to tap that bomb. Spots the player to his left. I don't know why Blade didn't peek hell initially, but it doesn't matter. Blade turns around and finds that frag. St. Clair, very, very tough loss there in that one. Now dropping their 3rd round and being down 3-0 in this one. Gonna be tough. They're gonna be forced to bounce back here, and they don't have money. That's a big, big, big problem for St. Clair here now. University of Ottawa looking to pick up their 4th. I mean, they got so much money from that round. Rifles, this, that. Their economy is looking a lot better.
St. Clair buying all Deagles here, and I want to talk about last round. We saw kind of like the fruits of that Sky pick kind of come in with 2 flashes onto site. It really just cleared out the site. It let them get the plant down. And I think that's kind of just what they need to keep doing. They had a good idea there, and, you know, they just need to execute it.
Yeah, University of Ottawa's Omen is actually going crazy with that Spectre, too, on these close-range gunfights. And St. Clair got to really be wary of that. And that's a big kill there early into this round, like very early into this one. University of Ottawa will take down Blossoms, and there is another one taking down Casper. That's Elections now with 2 frags already in this round, putting it to an early 5v3. Now a 5v2 as Blade finds that one. St. Clair can't get anything going. Blade gonna get traded out, but it is, JRC gonna pull out 3 with the Sheriff, picks up a Vandal, and this is now winnable. 1v2 coming through in play here. JRC spots a 1, but APL with the Phantom headshot. University of Ottawa gonna take that one once again, now putting the scoreline at 4-0, but huge props to JRC for making those Sheriff plays.
Yeah, he really almost took that round back, and yeah, beautiful to see. You know, we love to see the practice coming through, and like he's showing off. There's some headshots, some wall bangs.
Yeah, if you do look over at the side of you, Ottawa, though, Election 6-2, Jeremy 4-1, Housey 4-2. I mean, it's just a wrecking force to deal with over there right now. St. Clair are just doing a great job of I mean, they're doing a great job of at least like keeping their economy in check and knocking University of Ottawa's down. Like, University of Ottawa hasn't built up a crazy amount of money for being up 4-0. Yeah. But St. Clair, you have to get a round now. Like, this is your bye. This is a must-win round for St. Clair. I like the boost from JRC. He will be smoked off up there. APL is hunting for it, though. APL is getting fairly aggressive. Spots it out, and that's a lot of intel. It's just going to force JRC off right away.
JRC moving more so closer to site here. He might peek this corner. Dashes are exchanged.
Yeah, and I like APL playing this one a little passive, right? Elections is in a very good spot to play for a pick here. Like, look at this.
They have no idea he's there. And he's going to get the pick onto JRC.
This is just tough. I mean,
yeah.
St. Clair is just straight up getting outplayed kind of right now. Blossom gets a very good ult shut down there onto Elections. No rocket for him. Now a 4v3. This is definitely still winnable, but you gotta stop giving up these opening picks. I know you're on the attacking side. You're gonna give up opening picks more often, but it's just like you can't give up them so dramatically. You know, 2 players putting it to a 3-on-5. Those are so hard to win.
Yeah. Blade's going to rotate out here. APL is kind of stuck on site here. Both of them are going to be coming in from Garden. Gets traded out.
Good plays, but Housey's going to find Blossom. VCan finds 1. VCan finds 2. VCan going to change the aspect of this one. Now putting it now to a 1-versus-1. Jeremy is going to be playing around here. Gets in the 1-on-1, and VCan going to go crazy. And I believe that was 4.
That was
and
a 4K.
That is going to put him now at 5-4, putting him positive there. The only player on St. Clair currently staying a positive record now. But VCan just absolutely, obviously, completely just won that round for St. Clair now. And couldn't put the scoreline to 4-1. So at least getting 1 on the board, that should help with confidence, a little bit of momentum and stuff. Should help them get going. It knocks down the side of University of Ottawa's economy, helps build their own. The only one without a weapon right now is JRC. There might be one on the ground for
JRC does have the knives. I'm assuming that's his plan for this round here. So
definitely. Yeah, you're 100% right on that one. Yeah, JRC bringing up the knives initially here. And
only light armor, though. That could be a downfall if he's going to be the primary entry here. Already takes a little bit of damage from that turret. Elicitations on Heaven throws that grenade down. They're really getting stuffed out with this utility.
But JRC found one with his ult. I mean, he found one with the knife so far. Attacker Killjoy not going to do as much as I anticipated, but VCan opens up the site with it, and that is going to provide him a kill onto Jeremy. So now in a 5v3, this is the position that St. Clair wants. These are the entries they've been trying to get all game long. And now, rather than them getting the first 2 picks off, it's you know, University of Ottawa losing those 2 players initially here now.
Yeah.
And this has got to be a win for St. Clair, right? I mean, if they allow University of Ottawa to retake, I mean, that would just be devastating.
Keep in mind, 3 of St. Clair's players are one-shot essentially. However, Jet's still got her knives up. We've got angles just being held. Blade, nice pick onto Blossom. Dropping down, gets VCan. Gets a 3rd under Heaven, but is going to get traded out.
The thing is, though, University of Ottawa should not have had that many picks. Like, St. Clair should have played, like, I don't know, man. Like, St. Clair really could have used, like, to keep a couple extra players there alive because of just pure economy. Now, look at the buys here from St. Clair. Yes, they do get that full buy, but the thing is, we don't really know a whole lot about their util situation right now, and they don't have a whole lot of extra money in the bank. That's a big thing right now. I mean, obviously, University of Ottawa doesn't either, but St. Clair, really at this point, bottom line, huge congrats. They got another round on that board, and they're making things a lot closer here. And that's the thing. You just got to crawl back. Losing those 4 earlier are definitely going to be tough, but it's all about answering back.
Yeah, and those last 2 rounds have looked exactly like how I'd expect St. Clair wants these rounds to go. Just getting control of that site, kind of forcing everyone back and burning the util.
Yeah, one thing that's actually kind of interesting, though, is I don't think we've seen St. Clair at B. I really don't. This has been strictly A play. And, APL and Elections, a shot and a judge for Elections.
Ooh.
They have a double shotgun.
They're coming out.
Elections doesn't know there's a player right to his right. He could get fragged out, and he does. Blossom finds 2. Is rewarded, and he will TP out of there. And he finds a 3rd. Blossom finally getting shut down from Blade here now, but it's a 1v2. St. Clair set themselves up perfectly. Going to be a retake. Casper tagged through green box, down to 1 health.
1 HP in a dream.
And he's going to get killed off by the shock dart there. Now, all going to be onto the Killjoy. Spots it out. VCan cleans it up. Your St. Clair Saints now only going to be trailing by 1.
VCan has kind of been the post-plant king on St. Clair right now. These past 3 rounds, he's really shown. Like, he can hit those shots in those clutch situations.
See, I want to see B play or mid play, something. Like, this is literally getting funneled in through A main every time. I think a couple players play in that tree garden area, and it's just all towards that side. Like, we aren't even seeing, like, anything towards mid, really. Obviously, St. Clair's still going to be, obviously, University of Ottawa still going to be sending players over here to watch that B side, but it's just getting no attention right now from St. Clair. They could care less about B. The Jet going to be over there holding an op for the side of U Ottawa. So that's interesting, seeing the operator come out from now this side of Ottawa.
But the op's not on A, so now the op is going to be forced on retake if St. Clair can successfully take this site, which they're doing again.
Yeah, that's a big point.
They've got the space here.
This is a big ult, though, from the side of Blade. It doesn't really work all that great, though. And now he does get his location revealed, so it's going to force him off even more. Great shock dart. Going to do a little bit of damage there, I believe. No, I don't think it actually hit him anything there. But it's now, yeah, like you were saying, forcing that up on the retake. That is the last thing you want. Elections will find JRC, and how's he going to find Wombat? So that's the start you're looking for if you're from the side of Ottawa. But still, I mean, this bomb is already down. Defender Killjoy, that's going to be really tough.
Oh, she's got the setups. Forcing him down to whine and then putting the mollies there so that they're forced to stand there or get detained. As you can see, 2 players detained. They know where he is.
Yeah, and he can't do anything about it.
They're just going to defuse the bomb. Great try by St. Clair, honestly.
That was an even better retake,
and a fantastic retake. They really made use of all of their options there.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. They made use of all their options. They do keep that operator in hand. That's a lot of economy that does stay with you now moving into this next round, where St. Clair does get knocked down in that economy department. If you look at the buy here, they will get those 3 Vandals, make it a 4th. But the last one isn't going to be able to afford it, and JRC doesn't have his knives anymore, so it's going to be resulting in a Spectre, and 2 of them are forced on a light armor, so definitely not an ideal setup here right now for St. Clair, but definitely a winnable setup at that. So this is a big round right now if you are St. Clair, to keep yourselves in this one and to not allow University of Ottawa's economy to just keep building. That's one thing I'm really paying attention to right now. This economy could really hurt St. Clair if they just lose this round right now.
St. Clair really loving this A take. Gets shut down by Jeremy.
Oh.
Jeremy takes 2 with him.
VCan gonna find 1, but he will get instantly traded out to Eliction. So now it's a 4v2 throughout all those trades early. Mainly just University of Ottawa picks. St. Clair still stacked up in this A main position, but it's so hard to take with only 2 players here. Not a lot of util left. And he's already tagged down to 20. I'm surprised that Shock Dart didn't kill him. Blade will find Blossom, though. And Casper will take down Elections, but Blade will clean it up at the end of the day. University of Ottawa taking on another one. Now putting it to 6-3. I mean, St. Clair, it's looking a little rough here now because the buy is definitely going to be Sheriffs and some light armor.
I see them heading towards B now, though. So we could
Okay.
see a different
But it's with the Sheriffs, though. It's not a buy. Like, that's the thing, you know? I want to see a buy. I know I'm asking for a lot. I know. I want to see a buy round on that B side, right? It's just, you got to try something new, right?
I want to see them make use of Ascent more. I want to see them make use of this mid where you can kind of rotate to the entire map through mid, right? So I want to see them split up their players, maybe play like defaults a bit. They're kind of just like bum rushing the site, and it is working, but they are getting shut down. Like APL with the up.
Well, realistically, I mean, probably should have been some util down there rather than dry peeking that angle. But it is what it is. St. Clair going to lose a player early. APL finds another with that op. He's going to get the first picks there for Ottawa to put it to a 5v3. Now Blade finding 2 more, leaving it all left up to the Omen from St. Clair, Big Blossom, and he will lose his life as well. So University of Ottawa now leading 7-3. This could be a scary halftime score. We have 2 rounds left in this half. St. Clair going to be buying here in this one. This is what concerns me. St. Clair is buying, but if they do not win this round, they don't have money for last round. They're broke for last round. So right now, University of Ottawa, they're going to be fine the rest of this half. But St. Clair is what I'm worried about. You need rounds to better the scoreline at half. You do not want to say, okay, going into second half down 9-3, right? 7-5 is pretty much what you need right now. Even 8-4 is pretty tough.
Yeah, I think 8-4 definitely gives them a lot more like time to play with later on in this game. They're just gonna funnel into A main again here. JRC seeing if we can spot anyone.
But this is definitely a little slower onto A, I feel like, or a little bit of a different play. They're sending less people A main and sending more out towards mid, trying to take more use of the map. Or, yeah, they're just trying to bait players over to A. And the thing is, right now with the University of Ottawa, once they see stuff at A, they will instantly, send reinforcements over there. But APL will find VCan there. And that's a big pick, as VCan has been that post-plant master, like we've been saying. Losing him now is really tough, especially when you're trying to still get map control. Like, I mean, they don't have anything.
APL too with this op here he's been holding these critical angles and getting the pick, and it's making St. Clair almost fall apart in these rounds. They have to change up their strategy after these picks come out, and they don't have enough time to do so.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the thing is if St. Clair loses another player and this goes to a 3-on-5, I'm gonna say the play call would probably be to save. Or if it goes down to a 2-on-5, maybe you gotta try to maybe save something out of this if it becomes unwinnable. And Wombat will find one there, and that actually does use an ult from the side of University of Ottawa. So very big drawing that one through without actually getting any frags on it, and putting it now to a 4-on-4. This is looking good for St. Clair. The post plant's in. Yes, you don't have VCan, but you have the rest of the squad. Blade in a great spot though. We will find one. Blossom though, getting some trades. Elections though, once again with his all up now to the jet as APL finds Wombat. And that's Elections just cleaning up. The retake just looks so easy for University of Ottawa there. I want to highlight some things that St. Clair are doing well, and they are getting decent at entering into that A site and stuff. But that's what's won them these rounds, is entering in and then being able to just hold A site. But when it looks like they try to do something else, or when they get stopped over at A site, it seems like there isn't much of an answer.
Yeah, and you got to hand it to University of Ottawa as well on these retakes. They're playing them
100%.
coordinated, peeking in, perfect times, really pinching the St. Clair players that are sitting on site. But yeah, St. Clair really just needs to kind of be prepared. I think they need to play calmer on site. They're kind of like, they're jumping around, they're changing positions, and then they kind of just get caught out.
Yeah, I really do think that, those retakes for St. Clair are definitely going to come. Well, we haven't really seen them play. Oh, my God.
APL.
Oh, my goodness. He's just causing mayhem with that op right now. He's my MVP of this game here already. I mean, unless St. Clair gets some player that goes crazy and helps them clutch to win here, APL has completely put University of Ottawa in this spot that they are right now. So it really helps them open up. There's already 3 players down for St. Clair, being 2 from his collat. But one thing I was going to touch on there, I don't even remember anymore. I was just going to say one thing I was going to touch on, but I don't even remember. Oh, yeah,
Blossom,
the retakes.
Crispy shot by Blossom. APL holding this tight angle.
And that op's lethal from that angle. Blossom.
Oh
no.
Wow.
Oh,
Flies
no.
in, takes down Blossom. That's going to be 9-3 for University of Ottawa. Going into halftime, we're going to see a side switch here.
Yeah, so the side switch is through there. We are at that halftime position, like you were saying. Not the half you're looking for if you are St. Clair right now, but I don't think it should be too bad. I mean, I think that, the defending side's definitely what's the favored side here. It's just you want to get more on the attack than 3 because it's not that favored. But anyhow, right now for St. Clair, the thing is that's going to make their retakes a little bit more tougher than Ottawa's, as Ottawa has had that chemistry. They've built that. Where St. Clair, I mean, as I was saying, there's a lot of new talent on this roster, etc., etc. It's going to come with time, with them building, those relationships where saying, hey, I know my player mentally is going to be in this location, etc., etc. So that's one thing that comes with time here for the side of St. Clair. But we're going to see here what happens in this round. It's actually going to be JRC with a very early opening pick onto Elections here. And JRC falls off, plays the Sheriff here. Now over onto that A site. And that's looking like where University of Ottawa is headed. So much A site action here today.
Yeah. They're just kind of sitting here, kind of gathering info. We saw that drone come in. It kind of just got shot out. He might have spotted one. I'm not 100% sure. JRC holding the smoke. They're kind of rotating out towards mid. We're going to see the bomb go mid.
Yeah,
no contact yet. Just barely missing the sky there on the peak.
University of Ottawa is a lot more spread out right now than what we saw St. Clair be. I mean, we had one player over there towards B main, one towards A main, 2 towards mid. And they rewards them with an opening pick there. How is he going to find one onto St. Clair here now, putting us to a 4 versus 4, and they do make their way onto this site. So University of Ottawa getting site control is massive right now. Can St. Clair pull off the retake? Casper opens it up with a big one to at least, put the numbers back into their favor. But can they follow it up? Let's find out.
Jumping classic onto Heaven here.
Ooh,
it's
APL.
the best strategy in the game.
No way he does it again. I'm sorry. APL is just... Is there some... we got to check his PC for some hacks or something. But APL finds another there onto Blossom. Oh, and he has Casper tagged down to 22 right now on a one-on-one.
Close, Casper. Oh. That's how you want to start off the calf.
And
if
the nest is fired up now.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big round to win from momentum. Winning these one-on-ones, one-on-twos, whatever they are, just close rounds, winning them are so big for momentum. That's a big one for St. Clair to at least keep them in this game too. As if they were to lose that one, it would have been what, 10-3, and that's just a devastating point of view right now.
Yeah. One thing we were talking about on the side of University of Ottawa is APL really putting in that work, but Blade as well. Honestly, both the Sovas, Blade and Casper, have been providing great support for the rest of their team.
I completely agree. And their shock darts have actually been on point. Casper and Blade, both their shock dart usage has been phenomenal throughout this game. There's so many times where I'm like sitting there, watching one of these players, and the shock dart lands right on their feet, like exactly where they're located. The shock dart usage definitely looking good. Very aggressive. And Casper going to shut down with an Odin, finds 3, but Jeremy and Elections will get some trades. And that's actually a Spectre and an Odin now for University of Ottawa, and a 2v3, and they have site control. Yes, they are both weak, but, I mean, this is not a position you want to be in if you're St. Clair, considering the buy that University of Ottawa had. Now, the sky being lit, not a situation you like to see either. And that's a big Odin frag through the wall on the Wombat. Does take down another. If he found that headshot there with the pistol, I think he wins that round from back there. But St. Clair going to find that one just barely, though. That Odin was crazy.
Yeah, Casper really set up the rest of their team for the retake. I mean, they had about 50 health to chew through there, and they got it.
Yeah, so 9-5 here now being the scoreline we're seeing. It's going to be the side of University of Ottawa, still leading up by that 4 rounds. And St. Clair, though, currently in the process of answering back. They do manage to get another bye here, where you do see University of Ottawa forced onto a Sheriff bye with maybe a little bit of other goodies there, some util and whatnot. But St. Clair right now, they have definitely the upper hand for this round.
Yeah, we're seeing another Odin from Casper. I love to see this, especially with the Sova. You know, on that B main there, you can get those wall bangs if you like get the info at the starting of the round.
For sure.
But if not, Odin on retake is terrifying as well.
Yeah, Odin's so terrifying on retakes always.
He can taking out 3.
Wow. And now it's all on APL. This is a nearly flawless round for St. Clair. They spot it out and they clean it up. I mean, St. Clair took like 30 damage that whole round.
Yeah, they're really showing I'm seeing a different team here on defense, honestly.
That's one thing I was really like, I'm not surprised though, to be completely honest. Like, the one thing they didn't look like they struggled with the gun skill or anything like that. It just simply looked like they had trouble entering their way into sight. I mean, I know it's so hard, but it just looked like it was just having a very much so trouble doing that. Now on the defending side, I just want to keep saying CT side, but on the defending side, it is going to be the side of University of Ottawa now struggling while St. Clair plays that defense. I love this. I love it. I love it. That is literally my play in silver lobbies.
there wasn't even any info gathered. Immediately
just aim at the little tail of the donkey there and just hope for the best. But yeah, that is going to not result really in anything there. But it's going to be St. Clair taking some util. Oh, sorry, that's actually, University of Ottawa taking some util out there early.
Just Wombat on site here, although we are going to see JRC in heaven. How's he coming through this garden area?
4v4 in play. Blade going to find another, though. Oh, sorry, no, that was the initial pick. So still 4v4, but APL going to find JRC. I feel like whenever I look at the feed, it's either APL or Blade. Or Casper.
Yeah. VCan though.
VCan's going crazy.
Casper,
I love the Odin, man.
And it's through the wall.
Oh man. Oh no. University of Ottawa. Like, it just fell apart there at the end. The shock darts, they're going huge. It's gonna take down Casper with that Odin. You'd much rather fire a shock dart rather than getting a gun duel with those Odins, because like he's gonna buy it again. Like, I think that's his main gun. Like on this defending side of this map, I think it's really
serious work with this Odin. And
well, it's so good for the defending side. You can post up, and that thing just rips through enemies. Like, I don't think he's doing it again. I don't think I've ever, and wait, they're gonna be there for it too, I think. No way.
Three of them are outside of B main right now.
They're playing slow because they know he's gonna. Yeah. See, I think APL. I think that was the prediction.
They've caught on.
Yeah, for sure. So he's gonna bring out his knives. He didn't buy, so I will save money for the side of University of Ottawa. That's what makes one thing so big with Jet. You can save a buy by just popping your ult. What gets really scary if your ult runs out and you can't find a gun. But
those classic right clicks are also deadly, though. Those can really save you in a close quarter situation. How's he getting the opening pick here?
And that allows APL to get very aggressive towards the defending side of mid. Like, look at APL here. Like he is so far up here right now. And it will be University of Ottawa also popping a Killjoy, forcing everybody on the back lines of B to, you know, make it way back there. They're going to smoke off that Sova there. Elections going to get a big frag there on his Raze ult. There's Casper in the smoke with the Odin. Close range frag works out. 3v4 for the side of University of Ottawa.
JRC, 2 players in market here. He spots one, right click. Gets traded out by Wombat. Oh, the APL. That was APL.
Yeah, so 3v2. Bombs down. St. Clair needing to retake. I think they save. Go save. I mean, you don't really have a crazy amount of money. And you're not winning this retake, personally, in my opinion. I'm going to be completely honest. I would completely play for this save. But look at Wombat's health.
Wombat is at 1
They have
health.
69 total HP. Now they just lost 68 of it. They have 1 total HP left for this player. He's going to make an aggressive push. Now, I might just be lost here, but maybe they're just not saving for another reason or something like that, because I don't know personally, if this was CSGO, that would be a save.
Keep in mind it is preseason. They may
True.
just be trying, you know, we got to try every round, see what we can do. They might as well, honestly. There isn't really going to be too many like repercussions from it.
APL is an op again.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's an uh-oh right now. Bringing it out on the attacking side, too. I mean, I feel like he's just going to really... he might entry with it, to be honest. Like,
I would love to see that.
yeah, I've seen a lot of, you know, operators lately in Valorant start entering stuff more and just, like, really swing something. And next thing you know, like, it can just pop open and find that early frag really quick. And it's very concerning, especially if you're St. Clair. If you lose your life to that op quick, like, you have no one over on A rotates really even close right now.
I mean, yeah, University of Ottawa, they only have the 1 Omen flash, so they are going to be relying on displacing people for entry rather than like a flashbang. JRC going to be pushed into hell here as 4 players make it onto the site. Those shock darts and APL.
And there's
More
another
shock darts
shocker.
coming out.
I think it's going to do a little bit of damage there on a Casper, but actually not the case. He's going to find the frag on APL. A big one at that. And APL is a player you do not want alive right now. He will get the ping onto him. Very big. Blossom going to find the wallbang frag. Wombat finds a wallbang frag as well. Jeremy going to be able to take down VCam, but Blossom, once again, they're on a refrag. That is going to force Elections way off of sight. Blossom on the defuse. And they are just playing for this frag. Can they find it? I don't know. Are they going to hunt for this frag? Do they go for it? You see Wombat getting aggressive here. Trying to find something, but Elections last second will take down Wombat in that one. University of Ottawa still leading by 4 here, but St. Clair really putting on a better performance on this defending side.
Yeah, I mean, they've given up 2 rounds at this point. I mean, they're really showing us that they know what they're doing on defense, and obviously they knew what they were doing on attack, but they're definitely stronger in the end game here. In the end of the rounds, they really know how to retake these sites, and it seems like they know how to play off of each other better.
Yeah, I completely am going to have to agree with you there on that one, Joseph. And it's Elections opening us up on a VCAN here early into this round. That's going to make things tough for St. Clair, especially when he finds another one on a Casper. But Blossom answers back with 2 of his own, but Elections going to find the trade there. So 2v3, definitely winnable for St. Clair. You just have to find the next pick. And Wombat going to be here. Great little flashbang there to cover up Blade's peak. But, I mean, the number is still in favor of Ottawa, and they have a lot of time to work with. I mean, over a minute right now in a position where there's only 5 players live left on the map gives the attacking side so much time to work with.
JRC coming through garage here. Blade.
I thought Wombat saw it.
On Wombat, and they're just going to get the site. They know that JRC is now garage.
Yeah, the Phantom may be quiet, but it is not that quiet. He will be flashed out kind of by that Omen. Then pushed out here. Oh my gosh. This raise is risky as ever. What is happening? What is happening?
They're really trying to bait some shots here. He wanted the knife. I'm convinced he wanted the knife.
He must have. He must have waited to see if he could bait him into the smoke and play for the knife on that one. But, I mean, you're throwing maybe. No.
2 bullets in this Phantom.
He has to stick it till half.
That might be it.
Yeah, it's just not going to work out. University of Ottawa going to take it. St. Clair now trailing by 5. Ottawa going to be currently sitting at match point. And, I mean, that's just tough because you have to win 5 in a row now to just force an overtime. To win this game, you have to win 7 in a row, which is just such a tough, tall task to do. But we're going to see what can happen here. The bye is what's really concerning me. If you look here, we're seeing 2 sheriffs. See a Vandal,
a Spectre.
Yeah, so 2 sheriffs, a Spectre, a pistol.
A full save. Or maybe they bought Util, we can't see. But
yeah, anyhow.
APL got hit in the head, it looked like, but not dead. Nope. or didn't get hit.
Wow, that was actually not a great rocket ult there from the side of Ottawa, but doesn't matter. Elections will find 2 frags nonetheless. Blossom, though, answers back with 2 of his own. Elections finds another, but Election getting traded up from Casper. Blossom runs out of ammo way deep into heaven. 2-on-2, health advantage in the hands of Ottawa, however. But map control in favor of St. Clair, but not anymore. Blossom loses his life. All up to Casper, 70 HP in a dream. Does he pull off the clutch? There is players on both sides of him here kind of right now.
We're going to see the rotate going to B coming out from University of Ottawa. Casper just slowly creeping along the map, checking all his angles.
Casper knows this is B 100% here now.
Yeah.
You're going to see him start running towards this B main side. The bomb going down. You will see the Killjoy playing that CT position. So Casper, the big frag that he needs to find here early is going to be that Killjoy, but that is big for the location to get revealed for them. I mean, they know exactly what they have to look at now because there's no way he goes any other way now except for this way.
Yeah, he just didn't have the time to rotate. And
that's
going to be the game.
Yeah, so that is preseason game 1 in the books. University of Ottawa going to be taking this one 13-7 on Ascent. Definitely some, honestly, St. Clair's defending side didn't look terrible. Like, I could obviously use some, improvements, but it definitely didn't look bad. But you look at the side of University of Ottawa on their defending side and their attacking side, they look pretty strong on both of those. Elections at the very end there, when he was on the attacking side, it seems like he would just run in the site and he'd just start fragging.
Yeah. And we got to talk about APL on that defending side. I mean, he was really setting up these numbers advantages every single round. He was almost always getting that opening pick, whether it was after they were already rotating away from the original, like, A push or, like, the 2B pushes that they did, or just during the push, just always getting one of these picks, and it really threw off St. Clair, it looked like.
I'm going to have to completely agree there. I mean, it feels like St. Clair would just get thrown off kind of a little bit easier and just kind of like messed up by when a lot of stuff is happening or whatnot. But definitely some stuff to work on. Definitely some stuff that did good. Some stuff that they could use some improvement there. But as we were saying, U of Ottawa going to win at 13-7. U of Ottawa, though, they're definitely looking good here on this Valorant side of things. And St. Clair, I mean, they put on a good performance still. I mean, it was definitely a much closer game than I thought. After seeing that first half, I was like, oh, okay, this is a little bit rough here. But St. Clair, they bounced back kind of nicely. They won that second half at least until this game was over. But at the end of the day, I'm just excited to see their next matchup here. About to be underway. The next opponent will be the University of Toronto and Mississauga, and that's going to be at 6:15. So we're going to send this one to a quick little break here. So stay with us, listen to some music, grab a cold drink, whatnot. We'll be right back with you guys in just a little bit here. My name is Jackson Pride Brown, joined alongside Joshua Fundy Pafundi, and we are going to be back with you guys in just a few moments. his head, and there he goes. Abyss gonna clean him up.
Olaf goes down. Everyone's just going to line up here for Lazzy. He's going to find himself the Quadra. Give it to him. Pentakill.
Priestley with the quad feed.
Gets the ace. Available just spin to win all over.
That game was insane.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Saints Gaming Valorant. My name is Jackson Proud Brown, joined alongside Danka or Jay, and we got a great matchup at hand here once again with St. Clair Valorant. This time it's going to be St. Clair College, and this is going to be against University of Toronto Mississauga. And I'm very excited to see it. You know, we just saw that first game of one there in the preseason of NECC. This is still a preseason matchup here, another game best of one. But right now, I mean, it was a little tough there on that first one for them. You know, they played a strong squad, and now they're looking to bounce back here. Jay, how are you feeling about this matchup?
I'm feeling great. I feel like they did their best, and they were just kind of experimenting with last game, and I feel like this game they'll do a lot better.
For sure. I mean, hey, the preseason is definitely something that you do experiment with. And me and Amanda there behind the scenes right now, we were chatting with one of the players there outside just on our break. And, you know, they were saying that was one of their less experienced maps here that they actually did see come through. So maybe seeing a different map in this game here could definitely provide for some different strats, maybe even a different scoreline favoring the St. Clair Saints. Anyhow, with this matchup here moving forward, some players that I'm really having my eye on are definitely going to be Casper and VCan from the side of St. Clair. They absolutely lit it up last game. Any opinions here on the matchup at hand here moving forward of being you know, how they can play a different map, rather like how they how much I word this? How they can play a different map a little bit differently to better their chances of winning on it. So how can they hold the site better or whatnot on a certain map here? How do you think they can adjust from that last game?
They can hold, I say, tighter angles and tradable corners.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the one thing, too. They were losing a lot of gunfights there to that Opper there in that last game just by that Op holding that tight corner and really just punishing St. Clair for it. One thing I would like to see from your St. Clair Saints here tonight is in the second game, would be to see a little bit more util usage come out when peeking these corners and whatnot. The dry peeking was really costing a lot of entry frags up to the other team. And moving forward, if you can find those entries on your own worth a flash, or at least limit the damage that they do to your roster, then that would be the best possible outcome. So we are just waiting here to get things started against this University of Toronto Mississauga squad, or UTM. We're just going to be waiting on one player here. Still no knowledge of the map at hand quite yet, but we should know here momentarily. And especially when we move into the regular season there, we'll be getting into best of 3 series. And once we're in those best of 3 series, the videos will be done way beforehand. We'll know our maps right away, right at the beginning of the night. So overall here, now in this one, some more things I'm looking to see from the Saints is maybe just control the tempo of the game a little bit here more. Control what they're peaking and what not, etc., etc., etc. So we don't know a whole lot about this University of Toronto squad yet. As we were saying just previously, if you're just tuning in, this is the first time that St. Clair is going to have a varsity Valorant roster underneath them. So that last game, that was our first dose of St. Clair varsity streamed on the Saints Gaming CA channel. And now we are going to see the second one here. Still preseason, but regular season just around the corner. I believe the preseason is either 2 games or 4 games. Not 100% on that one, but I believe it's actually just 2. And your St. Clair Saints are looking to play their second one here now. What do you think they can do here moving into the regular season with their map picks and stuff? I mean, they got to have a good map pool and stuff like that. What's one thing that you think they should really do to, you know, get a lot of these practice in and learn a lot of these maps?
I personally think that if they were to practice on the maps and know like when to pick corners and expect players to be in the unexpected spots.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely always expect the unexpected here, when especially playing that attacking side for your St. Clair Saints. It's so tough here to really just, you know, try to just cover every single which angle and that you're looking to play. So this time we are going to be switching it up and going over to bind with the Saints starting on defense. Very different from that last time around where the Saints were starting on the offense, and it really costed them a lot of rounds here early in the game. I think it was a 9-3 half in favor of the other school. So Now in this one, being on the defending side, I think it's really huge for the St. Clair Saints to take an early lead. Just as, you know, most of the time the defending side is going to have the upper hand, especially here on Bind. I'd have to say the defending side going to have a little bit of an upper hand here, being a defending side of the map. The picks are coming through, most likely going to be very similar from last time around. Do you think that they could change their picks on the heroes they use or anything like that moving forward in this one to better their odds? Like, I mean, it's really tough to say because we didn't see a whole lot of it. But at the same time, I think we're seeing a lot of the same picks come out. VCan, though, going to change up his now. And Wombat, I think, played Sky last time. Casper, I know, played Sova. JRC played Raised. He hasn't actually picked it fully yet. But Blossom also did play that Omen. So not a whole lot is changing. And then we typically see a lot of the same stuff here as well. We're going to see Jet come through once again for the attacking side. And a lot of the same picks. I mean, there's obviously that basic pool of, you know, people that are getting picked and stuff like that. So let's see how this one goes. But that is going to be the timer ticking fully down. We are now loading into Bind as everybody is getting ready to go. And this is, you know, you got 2 Ontario schools here this time around. This is going to be really interesting to see. And, you know, a little bit maybe of like kind of a battle of Ontario. Not really, but there's a lot of schools in here. But, you know, it'd be good to see what the other Ontario schools competition is like.
Yeah, it always is great versing people from your own province and stuff like that. It gives you more practice and more time to prepare for other squads.
Yeah, especially if there's, you know, in the future provincial lands and stuff like that, anything like that moving forward, you know, it's always good to be playing against people in your region. So now just getting started, both teams getting set up. We will see the buys coming through. Blossom going to pull out that Frenzy as well as Wombat. And then you do see a couple of the other players, you know, buying up to those ghosts and whatnot. Those ghosts are absolutely lethal when connecting to a head. And these frenzies, absolutely lethal at close range. I'm really interested to see how the setup goes. It looks like we see a lot towards A. I think it's a 3 on A, 2 on B right now for St. Clair. The push is coming for University of Toronto, Mississauga over towards this A site. And, I mean, these first initial picks here are going to be absolutely huge, Jay.
Yeah, they're going to be very huge.
VCan and JRC both going to be finding some early picks there for the side of St. Clair. A trade out does come through. A Blossom finds yet another with that Frenzy. And there's some tags going down onto Mad as well. So there it is, all left to the Jet on the side of the University of Toronto here now. And that is going to be Avi. Will take down Casper. 1v3. He does still have full HP. Can he do anything with it? There's players just right on each side of him. He's in such a tough spot. Finds one, but there he does. The refrag instantly coming through from JRC. And that's why the lineup was so lethal between these two players, because everybody was in a position to play off of a trade. And that was absolutely massive for St. Clair. That's plays like that I do like to see. They do start this one up 1-0 here early into this game here. Now, University of Toronto now on the back foot. Let's see if they save or buy here. We're going to find out momentarily. Got a little bit of nice free hand cam work from Amanda here on the background, but looking all nice and dandy. And now it is going to be the side of University of Toronto, Mississauga, trying to answer back against the St. Clair buy. Round getting underway. And it is going to be a lot of util coming out here. I think from the side of University of Toronto, Mississauga, they sent out a lot of smokes. I do not believe that was a St. Clair smoke. It could have been, though. Zappy just playing close angles with a pistol. He actually gets a huge dink there onto one of the St. Clair players. I'm not 100% who that was, but maybe going back and playing for some heals from that Sky could definitely be big. Wombat will take down Anvi and will find Matt as well. So it is definitely going to be a pistol round for the side of University of Toronto. Wombat going to find another, but he will go down in the process. Casper finds one there. 4v2. And there it is. The cleanup is there. 2 frags from University of Toronto, Mississauga, though, on that pistol. Not all that bad. What do you anticipate to see here in this third round from University of Toronto, Mississauga here, Jay? What do you think they can do to really kind of answer back?
I think that if they would save this round and get enough to buy the third or fourth round, it would be a very huge deal for them.
Well, they do actually have the buy here this round. They have the full buy, so I don't think they really need that money too bad right now. They're doing pretty good with what they're doing. So University of Toronto, they will have the money this time. They will have the buy. This is going to be the biggest challenge that St. Clair really have to face this time, because now University of Toronto, Mississauga going to have the upper hand on that weaponry. Now a 5 versus 4. make it a 4v4 as JRC answers right back with a Sheriff Frag, and Casper finds one there with the Spectre on Anvi. And now a 4 versus 3. St. Clair in favor. Big frag from Casper onto Brossel, but Mad on the refrag. Now 3v2. Keeping it close is University of Toronto, Mississauga. And they are looking to find one in their count, but not a lot of map control for them quite yet. And that bomb is down as well. Sorry, the spike. And they are looking to go up and play off of it. They do actually manage to retrieve it, but both these players are just playing positions where, you know, it's forcing University of Toronto to push them. That's a big kill from Zappy right before the smoke pops, and he finds that one onto VCan. So 2 versus 2, gonna make things a lot harder. JRC a lot reliant on him, and he only has a Sheriff, I think. He will get shot down, all onto Wombat, coming around on the flank with the Phantom, but this bomb isn't even getting planted in that great of a spot for him. Maybe. They're definitely not going to anticipate him to come from showers, I think. Like, I would not anticipate Wombat to be coming from showers by any means. He spots one just barely. So he knows there's at least one U-Haul. This player, both these players, U-Haul. Mad, going to be the first one he gets an engagement with. There it is, but Mad will have the upper hand on that gunfight. I mean, pretty much Wombat was just walking into him. No clue where that player is. It's going to result in University of Toronto, Mississauga getting on the board in that one here. Now, St. Clair going to fall in this one. How do you think St. Clair's doing so far, Jay, playing this defending side?
They're definitely doing a lot better than last game. They're now leading with 2-1 and peeking corners and holding tight angles better.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. So St. Clair here now going on to be currently sitting in a pretty good economy position still, surprisingly, actually. I'm quite interested to see that. They do still have those 5 rifles with the armor. Crazy Mode going to take down Casper here, though. And now St. Clair in a 4 versus 5. Tough pick there to lose early. That's going to give a lot of map control for University of Toronto here early. And they didn't really get a whole lot of intel from that, you know, run out there onto B as well. So they don't really know Wombat's playing here, but I'm sure you could probably anticipate it if you're University of Toronto. So here we go. It is going to be JRC looking to play off of this player in long. Crazy Mode going to be the first one to look to peek him here now. And let's find out what happens in just a second. Crazy Mode looking to do something. Will not spot any of these players. They're both running through elbow. VCan and Blossom finds them on the other side of the map here. 4 versus 3. And St. Clair, the favorite, has swung back into their side. It's another big pick taking down their sky. No more heals for the side of University of Toronto. Or sorry, I should just call them U of T or something like that. But it is going to be, yeah, just their sky and their jet. No, I'm sorry, not their sky, their jet. I can't remember the other one's name right now. But yeah, that is going to be Anvi finding Wombat there with that jet frag onto the sky of St. Clair. So no more heals for St. Clair here now anymore as well. Mad getting a shot down from Beacon, and JRC finds one onto Anvi. That's going to be St. Clair with the defuse coming through. And they only lost 2 players there. Very good for their economy. And University of Toronto, Mississauga, definitely struggling on this attacking side. And that's really interesting because everything we're seeing right now from even just the game beforehand is so defending sided.
Yeah, most of the games are defending sided. I believe that Breezy is one of the only ones that is not heavily sided map.
Yeah, for sure. Breeze, I actually do think is actually attacking sided. So yeah, that's definitely the only one that is definitely gives you a little bit more of a favor being an attacker here. So with that being said, St. Clair, I believe here should be looking for around 7 to 8 rounds on the defense side here. They want to force this one to, you know, a 7 to 5 half or 8 to 4 would be ideal if you are St. Clair here right now, just as I was saying, considering the defending side is favored. And you're not going to be having as easy of time on the attacking side here. So it will be University of Toronto, Mississauga kind of spread out all towards the map, trying to find some control, and they do so. Casper getting shot down from a big Sheriff kill from Crazy Mode. Anvi, not with a buy here, just waiting with his knives. Can he find something with it? Wombat circling around Fountain here, looking to play. And he's going to run into 2 players, some tags. I mean, Wombat shooting a little too early there, but he still does get rewarded with the kill. That roll low. I'm so surprised Wombat just made it out with his life there. And now that just puts it down to a 3v3. Mad will find one as well, though. But Mad actually really lit for the side of University of Toronto. Now St. Clair Any predictions on this round here, Jay? Any predictions on how this one's going to go?
I believe that St. Clair will. I hope they win this game. I mean, it would be a very huge win for them.
Yeah, this round especially is would be definitely a big one for them. But VCAN opens it up on a Mad, but Zappy instantly with the refrag. Does not get shot down really a whole lot either. So we still round full HP. 2v2. Not a lot of time for University of Toronto there. They are forced to plant. And I'm so surprised that JRC didn't find at least one of them there. He really should have had one there at a minimum. And it's going to be University of Toronto now keeping this in a 1v2. There's one player right there. The Rays not going to work out in his favor. He's very, very weak though. Wombat now forced to just play here. You might have to tap it or something because this player from University of Toronto, Mississauga, has completely wrapped around to a different angle. I mean, Wombat is lost. Wombat has no clue this player wants showers. I mean, you'd have to anticipate it now as this much time has passed, but you really have no clue where this player could be. So he's going to send through that Hawk and maybe sending out a flash, but the camera is there, so they know exactly what is happening from Sky here on site. And like, you got to do something, Wombat. I mean, like, he's got to tap the bomb or at least try to maybe start pre-firing angle or something, but ultimately he's just going to fall off and save here. St. Clair, kind of upset with how that one got played. I'm going to be completely honest. I feel like that was definitely a winnable situation.
Agreed.
Yeah, so, I mean, at that point in time, I mean, if you're St. Clair there, I really do feel, Jay, that one of the big things that St. Clair really could have done there in that one is, you know, Wombat could have at least tried to do something a little bit more than what he did there at the very end of that round and try to play for, you know, more of a, more of a peek there onto that player in showers, or, you know, try to at least have more of a Zucha through, tap the bomb more, just try to do something to bait that player out because that player has all the cards in his favor when you're in that 1v1. So St. Clair are going to drop that round there, but no concern. They are still leading in this game by 1, and they are looking much, much better here now that we changed up the maps. And that is a big ult. Mad is just going to get so much damage taken down onto him here now.
I've got your trail.
St. Clair, all the control in their favor here. Very big push from the side of Toronto over towards this B site. Let's see what they can do to defend it. Big shock darts there. I don't know if that did any damage, but Crazy Mode will be healing his teammates. But Anvi going to take down Wombat. That's no heals for St. Clair here now. 5v4 for University of Toronto. St. Clair could have a tough time defending. JRC just going to still be playing back B site with that Sheriff there. There's still lots of reinforcements for University of Toronto over in that department. And it's going to be Zappy just hanging around here as well. All of these players just stacked up outside. Doesn't look like we're going to find a whole lot. They are all going to TP over. I think this is all going on to Blossom. This is all going on to Blossom. Blossom will go crazy. Oh my god! Blossom finds 2. Casper finds 2 with the Vandal. And that just took it to a 5v3. Now to a 2-on-1 from St. Clair. Sorry, a 4-on-1 it was for a second until Matt answers back with 2 of his own. All left on to the Rays and Cypher here for the side of St. Clair. You have Toronto going to have a much harder time here now. Mad peeks out, spots one player. He has to plant the spike, though. He opts to plant it inside the smoke rather than behind green box. Some shots going through the smoke. It will not connect, but JRC will find the headshot. And that's University of Toronto here now, losing on that one to St. Clair. St. Clair advancing now to the scoreline to put it to 4-2. University of Toronto having a little bit of a hard time to get things going here. Any suggestions on things that University of Toronto can do? I mean, I personally, I think University of Toronto, they just need to use their abilities a little bit more wisely to really break through these sites, because it really looks like they're having a tough time getting onto site in the first place.
Yeah, they're either like hard pushing or just slow pushing, very slow pushing, and that's not helping them in these matches. They have to stay consistent with either like full push, full commit, or just what's called bait one side and go for the other side.
Yeah, 100% agree with you on that one. So there's a very large stack here for University of Toronto towards this, A main side, which I feel like if you're University of Toronto right now, you should maybe try to spread it a little bit more and maybe try to find an opening pick somewhere, or at least try to bait St. Clair thinking you're, somewhere else. It does look like the rotation to mid is going to come through, which does allow them to go towards that B site, but really just not really any map control yet. All the map control they have right now is just map control that St. Clair has just given them. I think Casper is in an absolutely lethal spot here. If the push to B actually does decide to come through, Anvi could definitely see a struggle, maybe. We're going to find out in just a sec. A little bit of a slower push from University of Toronto here now in this round. It's been a lot slower of an attacking side on this map than it was there in the last one we played. Casper finds one. Zappy gonna find Wombat though. So now a 4-on-4, but Casper making a 4-on-3. Zappy says not today. 3-on-3 is how we're going. Zappy gonna use his ult there though. A lot of shock darts coming through. Doesn't look like any are gonna connect. That one will, and it does clean it up for Casper. Casper goes huge and Blossom and JRC clean up the 3v3, and St. Clair gonna win that one as well. Now taking a 5-2 lead, and they are slowly, I don't want to say they're running away with it, but they are slowly taking dominance of this game here. Jay, how you feel how the St. Clair guys are doing?
Oh, St. Clair guys are doing very good right now, especially that they're up by 3 rounds, and they're playing very good. They're holding tight corners, like I said, like I've mentioned before. They're using also their utilities wisely and expanding as they go.
Yeah, for sure. One thing, though, I would love to see from the St. Clair guys, though, is to just keep the composure. Keep playing how they are. No need to get confident and go a little bit, you know, aggressive play style. They're playing on great defending side here right now. They're just got to keep it up. VCan and Casper with entry frags, but Crazy Mode gonna refrag Casper. I don't think Casper was anticipating more players to be there, but I don't know why. Yeah, there's obviously probably going to be more than one there long, but not going to work out in his favor. 3v2 here now for the Saints. As JRC able to take down Crazy Mode. St. Clair Saints are playing really well at fragging out right now. I'd like to see a little bit more team organized, you know, defense, but the fragging out is just completely just working for them here right now. And let's see if it just continues. We'll find out here momentarily. But Mad, he has gotten a lot of frags in a clutch situation before. It could happen again. JRC just did get a lot of intel though. He did spot the corner of Mad's uniform there, just on the side of mid, and now some shots there as well. It's going to give away all the knowledge that where both of these players actually are, and JRC finds that initial one onto Mad, going to leave it all down to a 3-on-1, but Zappy gonna have something to say about it. Will take down JRC, putting it to a 1v2, but VCan there to clean it up, and your St. Clair Saints now advance to a 4-round lead and a 6-2 scoreline. With just 4 rounds remaining in this half. If you're University of Toronto, Mississauga, then you got to try to, you know, just find some on the board here. But it is going to be St. Clair now leading 6-2 still. And, I mean, they have the full buy. They have the op here now from Casper. Casper going to switch up into playing that op position. I'd only assume that he will continue to play long because he's been dominating that long side. He does have his ult as well as Wombat. But Mad, Crazy Mode, and one other player from University of Toronto also going to have their ult. So lots of ults to go around here. It's going to be their Cypher and their Sky. It's those other two. So St. Clair now only needing 6 more rounds to actually be putting themselves on match point, which is pretty crazy to believe, as VCan finds the opening pick on a Mad there, and that's one of the ults that University of Toronto could have used. Now gone.
Now, the University of Toronto, Mississauga, they're thinking of pushing up right now. They're using their utilities. Jet got up on that box, Race pushed, and got a nice headshot and killed JRC.
Yeah, that was a very nice little judge frag there, and it's going to be transferred over to the Sheriff. He finds one as well, so 3v3. As St. Clair did in favor of the upper air. Gasper, close angle up frag. Oh my gosh, he is going crazy with that thing. VCan will get refragged, so still a 2-on-2. This judge, though, going crazy for the side of University of Toronto, but it's going to be interesting to see how a judge from University of Toronto versus an op from St. Clair. I mean, those are 2 completely different weapons. And I think St. Clair got the noise cue that they're going B or something. Because University of Toronto, Mississauga going to be going B here now. It's going to be St. Clair forced to play a retake. And that's actually going to result in a 1-on-1 trade here early. It is the Opper now going against the Vandal from Anvi. And I mean, if you're from the side of University of Toronto, Mississauga, and you look that you're in a 1v1, you do not want it to be against Casper. But Anvi will get the intel. He just completely wraps around elbow there and will find that one. That's going to put number 3 on the board for University of Toronto, Mississauga here now, as we have 3 rounds remaining in the half. And I mean, if you're University of Toronto, Mississauga, you want to find at least 2 of them. Because if you do not get yourselves at least into a score line where you are at a 7-5, I mean, if it gets worse than that, it's 8-4, and that is not looking too hot. If you're University of Toronto, so hard to come back in situations like that. Casper is fragging out this game, obviously with the help of the rest of his team, everyone playing fairly well. But if you're looking at the side of University of Toronto, I think his name is Brossel. It just needs to pick it up a little bit here, get it going, try to help with the rest of the squad, maybe pick up some momentum here. If he starts getting some frags, could be a concern for St. Clair. Casper, though, he's just getting so aggressive here now, and it benefits him. Crazy mode will lose his life.
I also believe that St. Clair is playing on half save round.
Yeah. It does look to be the case. They actually do pull out pistols here. That drone going to get a lot of intel for them, but Anvi going to take down JRC here now. So now it's going to put it now to a 4-on-4. But Casper, oh my goodness! He's just giving it to them now there. And that is going to be a 1-on-3 now in favor of St. Clair. Solely because of Casper. And this is out now up to Brosov, and Brosov is 1-8. Like, I mean, this is going to be so tough for Brosov. If this is a time to pick it up and get some frags, it's now. But if you're Brosov here, you would just save. And I think that's exactly what we're going to see. We're not going to see a, not so exciting rest of this round, unfortunately, because I feel like he's going to spend the next 30 seconds of this round in this washroom. And St. Clair, they're not going to hunt for it. I mean, they have no reason to hunt for it right now. University of Toronto, just going to drop another round. St. Clair going to go up 7-3, and they're more than happy with that scoreline here. Moving forward, time's just slowly ticking down. There's not a really whole lot to talk about. I mean, it's quite obvious now, I think, to St. Clair that he's not going for that bomb, or that spike, sorry. And it's just going to result in the round just fizzling out here kind of right now. St. Clair, I'd be really interested to see what their economy's like, because I know they're good enough to buy out for the rest of the half. But does University of Toronto in a good economic position? Let's take a peek. So it is going to be only Anvi, really, with money. All the other players on the side of University of Toronto right now are not doing too hot in the economy department. It's going to result in 2 frenzies, a sheriff, and Anvi's most likely going to get a vandal or an op. And then Brosov going to get that vandal as well from the save. So let's see what happens here. But I think this is pretty much just maybe a full save from the side of University of Toronto, besides that vandal. Okay, no, this is the Phantom. So yeah, we're going to see the buys absolutely come through here now. But this is looking tough for University of Toronto, because this buy isn't even all that great. Anvi actually going to pull out that jet ult, which could go crazy. And, Casper doesn't. He does get tagged by, I think, one of those knives, or 2 of them. And it's going to result in him getting tagged down at 50. But the jet player that is on the ult is so weak already, but Sky able to heal that player up.
That was a huge round for St. Clair last round. They went on a save, and they were able to get their guns. Now they have double the economy.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one there, Jay. So, can be St. Clair. They have the health advantage here now. Right now, Sky is lit. And I don't believe Sky can heal herself, actually. So, it is going to be, Sky just stuck down in that position. You really don't want to lose that healer either. And that's actually going to be Sky able to take down our Sky from St. Clair being Wombat. But then JRC trades up their Sky. So, no more heals anymore. Both the Skies are down. JRC finds another on an Anvi. That's a big frag to find, as Anvi has definitely been one of the stronger players for U of T right now. Now a 3-on-2. The bomb is down, but the frags are there. The defuse is going to come out. And that's going to put us to 8-3. Heading into the last round of half. If St. Clair forces this one in a 9-3 half, that's exactly what happened to them last game. And all of the cards are in their favor at that point. If they force this one to a 9-3, I mean, that's just devastating for University of Toronto, and you're going to have a hard time climbing back.
I agree. I completely agree. Now, now that University of Toronto has good money to buy, like Vandals, Phantoms, Guardians, and the Judge, they're at least able to counter, at least try to counter St. Clair.
Yeah, 100% with that one. It's going to be the side of University of Toronto Mississauga on this last round, looking like they do want to break through this A side. Casper over here once again playing long, this time with an operator once again. Let's see if it works out for him. It's actually going to be the Sky that gets aggressive round there, way down onto the B site, but it's going to be the Rays who is actually not pushed up mid, so nothing will actually get spotted over there. Overall, everything's still focused towards this site for University of Toronto. JRC actually will use his ult there very early in this round. I'm actually quite interested to see why he pulled up that ult there. He's trying to get some early picks, but won't work out for him. VCam finds one, JRC finds one, maybe another, but it's going to be Zappy, who decides to just not really peek that all that much. There's an alt there, going to result in all their players' locations being revealed. VCan finds another nearly flawless round from St. Clair here. Now 5-on-2. Mad going to take down VCan here now, though. The refrag is there, and JRC gets the 3K in round number 12. So that's going to be St. Clair Saints advancing to a 9-3 scoreline at halftime. University of Toronto, they really just don't have an answer for St. Clair right now. But St. Clair on the attack, where you do see University of Toronto going to the defense, which is an easier side. But in the last game we saw St. Clair be down 9-3 at half. And no matter how much easier the defending side is, you cannot allow a team to get 9 rounds initially in the game. It's going to be so hard for University of Toronto here, even though they have the favorite side.
I just want to see how University of Toronto will play being on defender sides. I mean, last game, St. Clair caught up with so many kills. I believe it went up to 9-6 or something like that. Yeah,
it definitely closed in the gap there for the scored line. It's just the issue is they let St. Clair win so many on the defense side that it's going to make your attacking side so much more difficult. I mean, even if University of Toronto just got one more round, it would have been game-changing for them. But it's not the case. St. Clair leading by 6 here now. And University of Toronto, if University of Toronto doesn't win this pistol round, I wouldn't say it's chalked, but it just makes things even worse of a situation. Like, way worse of a situation, because then they're probably going to have to save. And at that point, it's going to be 11-3 or something along those lines. And St. Clair is just so close to closing it out at that point. So let's see what happens. But it's a 4v4 here early in this pistol. About 30 seconds or so has passed. And it's going to be both the Skies down. It's crazy to me how early these Skies are dying, as they both are the healers for these teams. Envy will find JRC there for the side of University of Toronto, but he does take a lot of damage to himself. So the Jet going to be very, very weak for the side of UFT.
Yeah, it's 3-3 right now. They're scattered all over the map. It looks like they're going B.
Wow, Envy going to find another despite being low HP on a VCan there, and will retrieve a Ghost, but opts back for the Frenzy, opts back for the Ghost. Casper swings around, almost finds Brosa, but Blossom will be the one to have to do so. He does get the refrag there onto that play. But now at 22 HP, 1-on-3, stuck in elbow. I mean, he's just kind of in a tough spot here, Blossom. You're just trying to maybe try to find another frag or do something that just economically benefits your team. But as of right now, this round is pretty much not really winnable.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Now it's a 9-4 going into this round. Looks like that they're going to be half buying. University of Toronto is going to be half buying right now, and St. Clair looks like it's going to be hard saving.
Yeah, so St. Clair losing that pistol will be forced on to just regular, their basic default pistol. And then it's going to be Casper once again with the Sheriff. I want to see a clip. Casper, 5 headshot ace. Let's see it come through. We'll find out here. But Casper definitely going to be the player to watch for the side of St. Clair, because he does have that Sheriff in hand. It's going to cause for a lot better of an opportunity for him rather than some of those other players from St. Clair. His pistol going to be doing a lot more damage, and just pretty much one-tap heads. Let's see if he can find any. Envy and Zappy are going to be the first line of defense for University of Toronto over towards that A site. And it's definitely going to be the A site that they're hitting.
Yeah, it looks like that they're going to be pushing A side, even though Omen is holding on B, I believe.
Yeah, if you're from the side of St. Clair, I really don't think you're anticipating Zappy to be holding this angle here, because it's really just an angle that's like just way out in the open. Could definitely be hard for St. Clair to swing and peek. Very good stuff there on Envy to get that clear, but Zappy will find two, and that's exactly what I was saying. Zappy was in such a prime position. Envy gonna follow up with one. Brosov gonna find one as well. So University of Toronto here now are just looking to find a flawless round, while University of Toronto is forced onto this, save here. Or sorry, St. Clair is forced onto this save, sorry. But that's Zappy with a 3K, and I knew it. He was going to go crazy with that Spectre there on the A site, and he did just that. Takes out 2 in showers, takes out the final player as well. It's now 9-5, and the lead only by 4 here now. These were 2 very big opening rounds for University of Toronto to at least even up the scoreline a little bit here. But you still have to do so much more work. You do not want to allow St. Clair to win this buy round here, because that could really cause for an economic concern for you guys. I mean, you can buy for one more round after this, but if you lose that one too, then it's probably just game over essentially at that point. But we'll see what happens. St. Clair, big round here to keep themselves, in the lead, having a nice cushion, playing it comfortably. You do not want to allow University of Toronto to sneak up on you.
Yeah, they're bringing it up just like how St. Clair did it last time. It was, I believe, 9-3, and then they brought it up to 9-6.
Yeah, so they're really trying to use those blast packs. They're really trying to boost them in, may try to take control of Hookah, but not going to work out in their favor. It's actually going to make them lose their Raise and Omen here early in this round, putting it to a 5-on-3 in favor of University of Toronto. This is not a round that you want to be in a 5-on-3 for, especially because you have your bye. Zappy finds another one there, and that is going to be on another one of those St. Clair players. Sky and Sova are going to be the last players alive, and Wombat will do part of that with the Sky there, taking down Mad. But there's still 4 players to go, and it's not going to be an easy task by any means.
Yeah, it looks like that University of Toronto has the spike down near them, and it's a 2v4.
Yeah, Casper is the one that's really close to being able to retrieve that spike. It's just, he peeks this angle, right? And there's just so many players there to deal with. Just like that, Casper losing so much health. He will get fragged out through the box. Now all up to Wombat. Wombat trying to play off of it too. He does find one there onto Zappy. Puts it to a 1-on-3. That does spot out the Jet and get some tags in. But nothing too crazy. There's another player tagged down. It's going to be their Cypher. But ultimately at this point in time, Wombat looking to just play back and go for another save.
Now we're going to be going to 9-6. Just like what happened in St. Clair versus the other team last game.
Yeah, so 9-6 scoreline, definitely going to be closing up here. St. Clair, going to be interested to see if they're actually on a bye this round. We'll find out in just a second. I want to throw the little scoreboard up here just so we can see the weaponry. And it will be the side of St. Clair actually on a save. So now that's pretty interesting. Not a save, more of a light buy, I guess you could call it. They're getting the Sheriffs, they're getting the light armor. They have one Phantom with full armor being Wombat on the save. And they're going to toss that over to Casper because Casper is the top fragger right now. He has been frying. Better to have it in his hands right now. The other 4 players are going to all be buying Sheriffs. And they're just going to try to see if they can, try to come through with a win here. But if not, all is good because they'll have money for next round. Except University of Toronto, they're slowly making their comeback.
Yeah, right now it's closer than ever, and it keeps on getting closer. Looks like they're going to be pushing B site and holding A site too.
Yeah, really looks like it's going to be a tough time for St. Clair once again on the attacking side. They're just having a lot of tough time getting any kind of site control. Casper will find one, but Andy going to trade it out by finding Wombat. So 2v4 here now. It's going to be Casper and Blossom, I believe, from St. Clair. And they're just trying to make a play come through.
They're pushing out of A, and University of Toronto, Mississauga is pushing out of A. Casper uses his ult, tries to get the pings on the enemy team, trying to locate them and possibly get a kill with that.
Yeah, nothing really going to connect though for Casper there. I'm kind of questioning that ult use. I'm going to be completely honest on if it was actually worth it or not, but hey, it comes through, it gets used. Casper just at least clearing out his angles with it. And it's now going to allow him to push through the site a little bit more here. I think he anticipates a player being right where Zappy's located. He does, but he doesn't find the frag. Zappy will find a refrag, but little to no time to work with in a 1v3 and not a lot of health. You were pinched from both sides, literally every which way. You actually do find one, and he actually will manage to get the spike down. So, I mean, 9 bullets and 5 HP. That was a big gunfight to win, and Brosov gonna take it. University of Toronto now gonna defuse this spike, and the scoreline now to 9-7. You have Toronto on the comeback. They have found 4 rounds unanswered here. Now in the second half, this has got to be a little bit worrying now for St. Clair if you are in that nest over there just beside us.
Oh yeah, it has to be very worrying for them, and that was good for Omen to plant that spike. That gives them an economy boost, I believe.
Yeah, St. Clair going to be on a full buy here now, so this is their chance. This is the round that you're going to want to see St. Clair win. If they don't win this one, they're dead broke again, and University of Toronto probably will tie up the game if St. Clair loses this round right now, so I'm going to be completely honest. So let's see if St. Clair, very big time, this is now the time to do so. Come through, play a dominant attacking side, frag out, and win the round. I feel like maybe getting a little bit more aggressive could be very beneficial towards St. Clair, as University of Toronto have been, kind of just a little bit slower on the rotations.
I believe that St. Clair has been kind of making the same mistake that the University of Toronto has been kind of making when they were on the attacker side. They're not fully pushing a site, or they're overcommitting.
Yeah, I definitely can see that there for sure. So 4-on-4 as a couple trades come through here early. Casper's hunting though for Brosov, and he will spot him. Kill goes in favor of Casper, but Crazy Mode will get a refight on a Blossom. Wombat finds one under Crazy Mode. The spike is planted in favor of St. Clair. 3-on-2, all up to the Jet. University of Toronto. I mean, it's such a hard time here right now. Mad picking up that op could prove to be a problem, but they're not going to get this defused. This is just going to be a full save from U of Toronto.
That's a better option for them. At least they don't have to buy for the next round, and they have 150. Well, Jet has 150 HP, while Mad has 53 HP.
Yeah, so definitely going to save some money on the buys next round. We haven't been seeing as much saves as we will in regular season here in preseason, because people just want to take the fights for practice and, you know, play for retakes and stuff like that right now. So we're going to see the fights actually come through more in the next few games here of this preseason. But once we get into that regular season, I feel like we're going to see a lot more slowed down playstyle and more organized. Rather than just going to try out new strats, testing stuff. I feel like we're going to see more of a locked-in playstyle from them moving into that regular season. But as of for now, very big round for St. Clair to end University of Toronto's 4-round win streak and find one of their own. They are here leading by 3 now. They only need 3 more to close this one out. But University of Toronto still on the rise.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be pushing A, but they're holding off a bit. It's a 10-7 right now.
Yeah, 10-7 being the scoreline in play. JRC opens us up with 2. Takes down Crazy Mode, and Mad Zappy, though, able to get a refrag on a Wombat, and JRC loses his life as well. So the bomb plant going to come through over here towards B here now. University of Toronto going to have the player upper hand. And that's going to be VCAN, though, able to take down Brosov. So now 2-on-2. VCAN gets off from Anvi from behind, though. That is a concern. Anvi still alive with that op. Could cause for it to be a problem. And it does. Zappy, their swings after Anvi was baiting it out. And it's going to result in University of Toronto getting their 8th round onto the board. So St. Clair only needing 3 more, as I was saying, just last round to close this one out. But University of Toronto only need 2 more to tie up the game. And I don't know how St. Clair's buy is really looking here. It does see, like, we have a Phantom and 2 Vandals come through, a Stinger from Wombat, and a Spectre from Blossom. So, I don't know. St. Clair's in a position where, hey, we could say, let's calm down, let's save, let's play for a really good buy and try to win this one out. Or they're doing what they're doing right now, where they are just buying out to, you know, as much as they can, literally forcing up as hard as they can. And it's going to result in them having to get a Stinger, having to get a Spectre, which aren't going to be as favored weapons as Vandals and Phantoms, as everyone knows. And it could prove to be a concern for St. Clair here if they continuously do it. But JRC will open us up with another entry frag, putting it to a 5v4 in St. Clair's favor.
Yeah, I don't think that St. Clair is taking this game as a win or loss. It's taking it more of a practice and seeing their opponents and what they can do for better matches.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you once again here tonight on that one. And the bomb plan from St. Clair is coming through. This is a very big plan, especially in a 5v3 situation, being the Sky already down, and that's the heals down for University of Toronto. Going to be even making the retake even harder for them. St. Clair's got the post-plant positioning all set up, so they are looking great in that department as well. If you're University of Toronto here, I mean, you might just want to save, to be completely honest. But JRC says, nope, you're not saving if you're peeking me. You'll all get cleaned up, and JRC actually comes through with a 4K and a round win for St. Clair. So St. Clair, once again, going back to that 3-round lead that they've had here throughout, you know, a lot of the second half of this game. And it's really beneficial to them to have that, because that's a nice little cushion. You know, you can lose a couple and still be up. It's good stuff there for the St. Clair Saints, especially when they only need 2 more to close it out. So University of Toronto going to need 5 to close this one out, where St. Clair Saints will only need 2. Big differential there between these 2 teams. Let's see how this one comes through, though. The full buy is there from St. Clair, where the buy from the side of U of Toronto not looking as ideal.
Yeah, now it looks like that St. Clair is going to be pushing A site. Cypher is going towards the showers area, while the rest of the 4 players are going through main.
Yeah, so it's going to be still a full-on 5v5. No early picks come through for either side. You do see, I think, University of Toronto slowing down their playstyle a little bit, but it doesn't matter. JRC will get aggressive and find one, but Zappy there on the Judge refrag. Casper going to be trying to maybe find a kill here soon as well, but Anvi going to find another one with the Judge there. So now a 4-on-3. It's actually in favor of University of Toronto here now, and Wombat trying to find the frag, and he does. Great lineup there onto Zappy's head. And that is now going to put us to a 3-on-3, but Anvi finds another. Anvi, now I think that was his second or third kill from the Jet this time around. And that is just, yeah, there's the Anvi with the 3K that round, but I think he had assist as well. So there's a 3K and an assist for Anvi in that round. Going to really carry University of Toronto to that round win there, and a big round at that. So St. Clair now leading only 11-9. 2 rounds to tie for University of Toronto, 2 rounds to win if you're St. Clair.
Looks like that they're gonna still be forcing, even though they're gonna be having 1 full shield and a Vandal, 1 light buy with or light shields with a Phantom, and 1 light buy with a Vandal. Well, it looks like they're changing back to Vandal.
Yeah, that's one thing that really makes Valorant, you know, really interesting. There's lots of obviously different features than, you know, the game, I wouldn't say it's based off of, but, you know, the kind of the mix of Overwatch and CSGO and whatnot. Speaking of, well, I'm going on, Wombat will find an entry, but it's going to be VCAN refrag. So, yeah, there's a lot of differences, but one thing I do notice a lot is, you know, it really does come down to the same basic and fundamentals at the end of the day. And, yeah, hence why you see it's so easy to switch. 4v4 here, and Sky's weak. That's what concerns me for St. Clair right now. The healer is very weak,
and he's also on A side by himself. That shouldn't be the case in most of the games. It should be all in one area, unless they're faking one spot, which
yeah,
I think
they are actually going to go play off of where Sky is clearing out right now. He does only have 17 HP, but the full rotation is coming around to this site. So it's going to be Mad being one of the first lines of defense here, alongside their Jet as well. And that's going to be Mad actually finding JRC early, but Casper finds the refrag. Anvi going to find Wombat though, but Blossom gets the headshot with the Vandal onto the Opera, now putting us to a 2-on-2. Blossom full HP, Casper not so much. Casper's in a great spot here, though. Oh my god, right before the util comes through for the side of Crazy Mode. Finds him one, and Casper with the 3K goes crazy there, and that is going to be one in the books for St. Clair, putting them at match point here against University of Toronto. University of Toronto needing to win 3 in a row here now if they do want to force overtime on this play. St. Clair have all the cards in their favor. They have the upper hand buy-wise, they have the upper hand round-wise, and this is their game to win. All comes down to closing it out.
It looks like that University of Toronto Mississauga doesn't want to save, because if they save, then they'll have less of a chance of tying up the score.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, never save when your opponent's at match point. There's literally no point, and it's going to be the side of St. Clair here, trying to play and just end this game right here, right now. They get some intel there on Brosov, who is playing elbow. VCAN opens us up on a Crazy Mode, and that's exactly the start, especially when you know where Brosov is located. It's going to be the rotates trying to come through for St. Clair, and Brosov does find VCAN, so now puts it to a 4-on-4. Zappy and Co are going to be up here in Nest. And Mad on the flank. Mad is going to cause for a concern if you are St. Clair. Wombat going to find Anvi, but I'm telling you, Mad is going to find a frag here for University of Toronto. And his positioning, I'll be shocked if he doesn't.
Yeah, it looks like that woman uses ult to get on the B site, and it looks like that he's going to be planning.
Yeah, so University of Toronto in a 4-on-2 here, but the one thing is that, yeah, Mad will find that frag I was talking to about. Wombat gonna go down. That's heals gone for St. Clair, but it's a 3v2 retake, so St. Clair's all the favor. They have their post plant set up. They don't have any control there, but JRC finds the nice little close angle frag onto the Mad, and Brosov gonna get frag from Casper. Great stuff. You see fist bumps all around in the nest there in that bottom left corner. St. Clair taking the win 13-9, and they go 1-1 on the night. Not a bad night overall for your preseason, right? Gives you a little bit of confidence. Getting a win and getting a loss gives you momentum to get better.
Always. Yeah, now, like you mentioned, it's 1-on-1 right now. I believe they improved from the first game they played. They were holding tighter angles. They were pushing and using utilities in a better sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to completely agree with you on that one there, Jay. I mean, they were using everything better to their capabilities there. They looked more comfortable on the map more in general there. They looked like they had a better time pushing on the attacking side of things. Less of a choke point for the defenders to really just cut you off. And it results in a nice little win there for the Saints. So I believe that is the end of our preseason, though, for Valorant already. Yes, I'm getting confirmation on that. That is preseason done and dusted. Now we go 1-1 in preseason. Only 2 games. Just a nice little short thing to get players all kind of involved and ready to go before regular season starts. So regular season going to be coming up here. I believe that starts next week, if not the week after. No, it will be starting next week. So yeah, we'll be getting right into that one. NECC regular season. Very, very excited for that one. And we do actually have a schedule ready as well, I believe. So we're going to hop over to that one. Let's go. Upcoming matches on the Saints Gaming CA channel. Starting us off, we have NECC preseason against Bay State University. And then NECC preseason. Wait. Okay, no, I'm looking at the right thing. Sorry, I got really confused for a second. NECC preseason against Bay State University going to open us off on Tuesday, September 14th at 5 p.m. EST. Then we have more NECC preseason, and that is going to be against Boise State University Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST. Doubleheader on the Rock League tomorrow night. I'll be on the mic. Come join me there. And then third, we do have September 15th on the Wednesday at 7 p.m. That is going to be Black Ops Cold War, and that's going to be in the NECC regular season against Ryerson. Moving on forward, more Overwatch action coming Thursday, 7 p.m. EST in the NECC Star League. And that is going to be, just seeing the Overwatch come through. I believe that one is pretty favored in St. Clair's direction, I believe. Maybe not. But September 17th on the Friday, we got our first glance at the Rainbow Six Siege roster here for this semester. And I believe that's a double header as well on the Friday. So late night Friday, Rainbow Six, I will be on the mic for pretty much every one of these games that you guys see on your screen. So be sure to come in, catch us here on the Saints Gaming CA channel. We love having you guys in here and getting all of your support. And speaking of support, thank you guys so much to our sponsors. It means a lot. Crunchyroll, one of our new sponsors here throughout this semester, just coming in. And with our new sponsor, welcoming Crunchyroll. Very big sponsor. Very big anime company. Very much like the Netflix of anime, as many do say. And it is going to be a 14-day premium free trial for free if you do crunchyroll.com/Saints. So, who likes to turn down free stuff? You can get your free subscription there for that one for your first 14 days. But as well, shout out to our other sponsors as well, as we would not be able to put on a production show like this without them. So thank you to Tim Hortons, Subway, the St. Clair SRC, and the St. Clair College Alumni Association. As I was saying, we would not be able to put it on without them. Thank you to our viewers. We would not be able to do it without you guys as well. Thank you for coming in here and supporting us day in and day out. So big wins from St. Clair here. Recapping, if you're just tuning in, this is the end of the broadcast, but St. Clair went 1-1 tonight in their preseason doubleheader. Next week, we'll be starting us off an NECC regular season. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Jackson Pride Brown, joined alongside Danka or Jay, and you are watching St. Clair Saints Valorant. Thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.